Scott, the Joyful Freedom Diva, and just wanted to share with you another book review, something that I've recently been reading. It's called Chasing Sophia and Reclaiming the Lost Wisdom of Jesus. I don't know, other women may experience some of these frustrations, but I grew up, the church has been a huge part of my life. In fact, I worked for a Christian organization for about 9 years, and it's still a significant part of my life and connecting with God. But I have found a lot of frustration in the church because sometimes I feel that as women we are invisible, our voice is not valued, sometimes is not recognized. And I discovered this book, Chasing Sophia, at the Anglican convent here in Toronto. Now, some people may not realize, but the Anglicans do have nuns and the Sisterhood of St. John the Divine. And I was up there a while ago and picked up this book, and I've recently started reading it again. And wow, it's so powerful. It's written by woman Lillian Callas Barger, and she was born in Argentina and moved to the States with her family as a young child. I think she was in her teens when she moved. But she speaks about the whole issue of the women having our voice in the church and having our voice connecting with God, connecting with Spirit. She does an extensive explanation of how women are treated in the church in terms of church history. What's historically women have been seen that we don't have a valid way of communicating wisdom and knowledge. Some people may not realize, but Sophia is the Latin word for wisdom, Greek. And so in this book she explains about ways of connecting with the divine in a way that women can resonate for women. And I'm just going to share a couple of quotes out of this book that really speak powerfully. She said, in 2005, at an academic conference on diversifying the science and engineering workforce, Harvard University President Larry Summers created a media furor over his suggestion that innate differences may explain why fewer women succeed in the fields of math and science. Now, I'm not saying that the writer of this book is agreeing with what this man is saying, because she goes in further to explain that, her disagreement, and different ways. What she does say is that women who, hearing this gentleman's pronouncement, she says, women seeking acceptance into male-dominated areas became anxious over the implication of Summers' statement on their careers. From virtually every cultural corner, there was an almost universal knee-jerk response, illustrating our unease over the relationship between women and knowledge. And that's exactly what the writer talks about in this book, the whole issue of women and knowledge in the church and connecting with the divine. She brings us back to, as she said, reclaiming the lost wisdom of Jesus. And in another passage in this book, she says that Jesus, living as a free Jewish male, had many clashes with religious insiders. Instead of exercising his male privilege, he overturned the assumptions about who can have access to God. Jesus made it a point to seek out women and to engage with them in spiritual conversations. He assumed that women already knew something. He assumed that even though they were illiterate and untaught, women were still capable, out of their own life experiences, of understanding the meaning of his teachings. As disciples, the women in Jesus' life weren't mere ornaments or domestic servants. Jesus expected women to be fully engaged in the pursuit of God's wisdom. Jesus supported Mary of Bethany's choice to sit at his teaching table and learn from him instead of being occupied with meal preparation, while Martha, Mary's sister, was wearing herself out, being the hostess with the mostest. So I'm just wanting to share this book for anyone who's, woman especially, who's feeling like where do we fit in the church? What is our role? How do I connect with the divine? How do I express my concerns or questions or whatever and my thoughts in a way that it would be recognized? So I just want to encourage you, if you're looking for a book to pursue your thoughts about how to connect with the divine, how, as a woman, how to find our space in the church, how to create a place in the church, I really encourage you to read this book, Chasing Sophia, Reclaiming the Lost Wisdom of Jesus, and you come into your own connection with Spirit. Again, it's Andrea Scott, the Joyful Freedom Diva. Have a wonderful day.